What I want is to do to Rock what he did to me. Hand him a loss so devastating it will haunt him for the rest of his life. That is what I want.
Haunt me for the rest of my life? Who the hell you think you're talking to? Haunt me for the rest of my life? I ain't made that way, John. I ain't wired that way. These aren't just words on a shirt. I live this, and because I live this, the day after WrestleMania, The Rock is going to wake up still WWE champion, still the people's champion, while you're going to wake up stuffing your face with Fruity Pebbles, asking yourself why. Asking yourself why you couldn't get the job done again. John, you bring it like nobody else in that locker room. It's the reason why we're going to WrestleMania second time in a row. The bottom line is this. You want to prove The Rock wrong? Prove The Rock wrong. You want to prove the world wrong? Prove him wrong. Prove him wrong at WrestleMania. But better than that, how about you prove me wrong right now? If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, ooh yeah.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Really? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon here with you after a rather interesting week, to say the least, in professional wrestling, including a little hometown stop here. Monday Night Raw at the Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia. I had the chance to check it out live, and here in studio with me is a little buddy of mine, longtime friend of the family, and since he's a huge John Cena fan, I thought it'd only be apropos, since he's on his Easter break, to take him out to the events of Monday Night Raw. And I figured, I know we usually, we have a litany of opinions and different perspectives and whatnot, but we don't usually go to the main demographic that WWE is going for, the kids. And seeing as my good friend Alex here is all of 8.5, maybe? Oh, he's nodding. Although nodding doesn't really work in radio because people can't see you nod. So you have to, get a little close.
Yes.
There we go. People can hear you here. So we're going to talk a little bit over the course of the hour about your experience live in the arena at Monday Night Raw. Now, I mentioned, Alex, that you're a huge John Cena fan, and you didn't exactly get the chance to see him wrestle this past Monday night. I mean, you did see him get physical a little bit, but that was it. What did you what did you think of the debate between The Rock and John Cena?
It was awesome.
It was awesome. That's certainly good to hear. Now of course WrestleMania is a week from tomorrow. There's so far 10 matches set to be on there, and you got to see a lot of the different wrestlers who are going to be wrestling at that. What's other than the John Cena thing at the end? What stood out? Like what do you remember most from the event? Like from Raw.
When the Undertaker, when all the lights went out, and then he just is like a ghost, and then he's there when the lights come back on.
Yes, for those who missed the beginning of Raw, CM Punk cutting a promo, setting up his match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and all of a sudden the lights go out, the infamous Undertaker gong, and then only a few seconds later the lights are back on and The Undertaker is in the ring and taking the fisticuffs to CM Punk. Just a little bit of a preview of the physicality that will be seen 1 week from tomorrow. Certainly that should certainly be a good one. We'll go over the lineup coming up. We've also got the phone calls coming up, the Facebook feedback. But let's first get into some news. It's been a rather eventful week, to say the least. And for those who missed it over the course of yesterday, some unfortunate news for the Nature Boy Ric Flair. His youngest son, Reed, passed away yesterday. Richard Reed Flair, who wrestled as Reed Flair, was found unresponsive in his Charlotte, North Carolina hotel room yesterday morning. Police do not believe that foul play was involved. Flair was only 25 years old. Rick canceling his weekend appearances. Obviously, he's very busy leading into the WrestleMania season. Due to the passing of his son, his status for WrestleMania weekend yet to be determined. His agency, Legacy Talent and Entertainment, issued the following statement on their Facebook page regarding Reed's passing. We are heartbroken to confirm that Rick's son, Reed Flair, has passed away today, March 29th, 2013, in Charlotte, North Carolina. The investigation into the cause of death is ongoing. Reed was 25 and an incredible son, brother, friend, and professional wrestler. No words can describe the grief that Rick and his family are experiencing, and they do request privacy during this devastating time. This hasn't been a good week for Rick in either regard. As he was also scheduled to be here in Philadelphia for Raw, and he was here, but upon getting a physical from the WWE doctors, they noticed something with his leg that was up. It turns out that it was a blood clot in his leg, so he had to be taken to a local hospital and wasn't able to appear on Raw with the other legends: Dusty Rhodes, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, Booker T, Jerry Lawler. He was supposed to participate in that and was unable to. So, yeah, needless to say, not a good week for the Nature Boy. We can certainly talk about that. We've got some news regarding the Hall of Fame, which is 1 week from tonight. We have a few of the inductors who have been announced, including the Governator. That's right, the Governator to induct Bruno Sammartino. Actor and former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger announcing on Twitter that he will be inducting Bruno Sammartino into the WWE Hall of Fame. I will attempt to quote his tweet in an Arnold voice. Honored to be inducting my friend, the living legend, Bruno Sammartino, into the WWE Hall of Fame on April 6. Pending a late entry this week, there'll be 6 inductions next Saturday. Bruno Sammartino is going to be inducted by Schwarzenegger. Mick Foley has announced that Terry Funk will be inducting him. Bob Backlund. This is an interesting one. Maria Menounos. Yes, of Extra TV. You see, on the syndication, usually on weeknights. Apparently, she has been friends with Mr. Backlund going back to when she was a teenager, and she has said in an interview that she is honored to be inducting him into the Hall of Fame. Certainly a great champion for the better part of close to 6 years. The World Wrestling Federation champion back in the late 70s and early 80s. Also, Trish Stratus is going to be in the Hall of Fame, as is Booker T, and in the celebrity wing, Donald Trump. Yeah, I know. I shake my head at that. I had to look over at Alex's dad just to get a reaction. His reaction is pretty much what we're all thinking. Why? Usually, celebrities who have involved themselves in the WWE in some capacity, kind of standing out from the rest. I mean, celebrities in WrestleMania have always been a big deal, going back to, Muhammad Ali and Mr. T in the first one back in '85. But certain ones who kind of stand out from the pack, they have been inducted over the years into the Hall of Fame. Some of them have been more questionable than others, as Trump will be joining the likes of Drew Carey, William the Refrigerator Perry, Bob Uecker, just to name a couple. I think Donald Trump will be the 6th Celebrity Hall of Fame inductee for the WWE. Some interesting stuff there. Alex, let's go back to you for a quick sec here. Some more of your thoughts from Raw. Other stuff that you liked, didn't like.
I didn't like how Rey Mysterio wasn't there.
You didn't like how Rey Mysterio wasn't there. I think you and a lot of kids were disappointed by that, but Rey Mysterio, he hurt his knee a little while ago, and he's working on getting his knee healthy to get back into the ring so that way he can compete for variance audiences. But, if he's hurt, unfortunately, he can't be in the ring. So it's better that he be healthy than mess up his knee even further, right?
Yep.
You would think so? Okay. Got to get the morals in the right place, let him go out there hurt. What is it? No, that's not the way to necessarily go about things. Oh man. Let's see some other Mania news. We have a musical performance at WrestleMania, and I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but WWE has announced that Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, all the different names that he's had over the years. I can't even keep track of them. But he'll be performing at WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. Combs saying, WrestleMania is one of the biggest spectacles in the world, and I'm looking forward to performing in front of millions on April 7th. I've always been a fan of WWE, and I'm excited to support these two important causes, Superstars for Sandy Relief and the Be a Star Anti-Bullying Initiative. That's something that WWE has rolled out over the last week or so, is the Superstars for Sandy Relief. Now that it's been, about 5-6 months now since Hurricane Sandy rolled through the Northeast area, and I know a lot of our listeners locally have felt some sort of impact, direct or indirect, from that. But looks like the WWE Superstars are going to be getting together to help raise funds for the for those who suffered great losses courtesy of Hurricane Sandy back this past fall. So good to see that WWE is getting involved with that. It makes perfect sense since WrestleMania is being held in the state and metropolitan area that was hit hardest by Hurricane Sandy. So needless to say, it certainly makes sense. Anyway, we'll take care of our first bit of business, go over the WrestleMania lineup on the other side, also talk a little TNA Impact, as their next pay-per-view isn't for another couple of months, so they're kind of doing a slower build toward, kind of a more featured episode of Impact coming up the Thursday after WrestleMania. So we'll look at a few developments for that, including a title rematch, and we'll also get to some of your calls, some Facebook feedback, a little more from Alex here in the chair. He's shaking his head. I think the nerves have hit him a little bit. We'll see if we can break those nerves a little bit with some catering and some good words and other such things. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.